Tara.
Thanks, John. President Zelensky earlier today said that his country will need at least $7 billion a month, likely more, just in operations costs and getting support from global support to keep.
Yeah, I don't think he was
everything
limiting that just to defense.
Right. In this long-term meeting planning that's going to go on next week, can you talk through like the scope of things that are being looked at? Would this be fundraising or being able to pay for Ukraine's interior defense, their police forces, or would it be to pay the roles of their troops? What's kind of the universe of things that's being looked at?
Yeah, I mean, I would refer you to Mr. Zelensky to talk about where he got that number and what he would want to use that figure for. I think he laid it out that it was a broad range of aid that they were looking for, not just in terms of defense. So I can't give you a laundry list of what $7 billion would go for, because it's an idea that Mr. Zelensky has proffered. I would just tell you that from a defense perspective, as you know, we continue to get them as much aid and material and weapons as we can, as fast as we can. That's happening even as we speak. And one of the things the Secretary wants to come out of Tuesday in Ramstein is the beginnings of a discussion with like-minded nations about long-term defense relationships that Ukraine will need going forward. Obviously, we want to talk about what's going on now. We certainly want to hear from from Ukraine and from other nations about what they're doing in terms of immediate defense assistance and how that might change as the fighting there changes. But I think he also wants to take a longer, larger view of the defense relationships that Ukraine will need to have going forward when the war is over. And so well, we don't know. That's why we want to have the meeting. We don't know. He's not going into this meeting on Tuesday, with a preset list of things that he thinks we have to drive to. He wants to hear from allies and partners and from the Ukrainians themselves about what they're doing and what they will need going forward. That's why we're calling it a consultative group, so we can actually consult. We're not going into this with a pre-cooked set of endings here.
And just one last, earlier this week, you talked about that some nation was sending aircraft to Ukraine, and then clarify that it was parts that had moved in so far. Where does that stand now? Has Ukraine actually received aircraft from any other nations?
I'm not aware that they've received whole operable aircraft from any nation at this time.